Gauss-Jordan elimination. Gauss-Jordan method or elimination. Okay? Let me remind you something very important. After you write the augmented matrix, so first of all, the system has to be presented in the correct order, like this one is. So the augmented matrix is 3, 1, 2 by columns, 1, 1, 2, negative 1, 2, 3, 0, 6, 10. If I do not stick with the plan and try to change or deviate something from the plan, I will not be able to solve. So please remember, in each column, and you have to start from left to right, in each column you have to attend to the 1 first. So first I have to get a 1 in here and the zeros corresponding using this number. Then I need a 1 in here. Using this number I will get the zeros. And then I get a 1 in here, and using this number I'll get the zeros. This is the only way. So please do not deviate from this plan. So, and remember there are only 3 operations allowed. I can swap rows. I can divide or multiply one row both sides by anything non-zero, ever. Do not ever say that you're multiplying by 0. Okay? And the third one is I multiply this row by 5 and add it to the second row. These are the only 3 allowed operations. So I need the 1 in here. What should I do? Yes, indeed, I will swap. I will not divide both sides by 3 here, because then I have 1, 1/3, negative 1/3, and 0, and I don't want that. So very good. I will swap. Which rows will I swap? Yes. R1 becomes R2, and R2 becomes R1. So do not write the equal symbol between these. They are not equal. An arrow is all you can write. So 1, 1, 2, 6, 3, 1, negative 1, 0, 2, 2, 3, 10. And can you please tell me how many of you want a My Math Lab test and how many a paper test? Okay, 1 My Math Lab. 2, 3, 4. Please remember, you must present all your work. And I'm going to give you enough scratch paper. I don't want to see anything on the test paper. Because if you put a number in there, then you're not justifying it, and I can't give credit for it.
I'll take a math.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I don't want to copy 20 of each and then have to shred them and recycle them. Okay, good. Perfect. So I accomplished the 1 in here. Now I need to accomplish the 0 and the 0. Which row will I have to use? Yes, I'm using the first row multiplied by something and added to the second one, and the same row multiplied by something else, or maybe the same, I don't know, we'll see, and added to the third row. Good. What do I multiply this one by to get a 0 here? What do I multiply this number by to get a 0 here? Perfect. So now please tell me which row would you copy, because it will not change. We are using it and it will not change. The first row. So 1, 1, 2, 6. Okay, now together 1 times negative 3 plus 3. 1 times negative 3 plus 1. 2 times negative 3 minus 1. Perfect. 6 times negative 3 plus 0. Is this okay, everyone? 1 times negative 2 plus 2. 1 times negative 2 plus 2. 2 times negative 2 plus 3. Very good. 6 times negative 2 plus 10. Very good. Awesome. We are done with the first column. If that by any chance changes later, something is terribly wrong. It cannot change. It's done. Okay, perfect. Now, I need to obtain a 1 in here. And no, I cannot swap it with the first row, because then I will change the column, and I can't do that. In this particular case, I only have one possibility, to divide both sides, the second row, by negative 2. I don't have a second option. So I copy 1, 1, 2, 6. I copy 0, 1, 7 halves, and 9. And 0, 0, negative 1, negative 2.
Why couldn't you use the first row again to...
Because you need a 1 in here and a 0 here. This number will allow you to make the 0 here.
The 1.
This one in the middle will allow you to make the zeros here. You can't touch the first row.
Right, but why couldn't you use the first row to multiply by negative, or 2 to get
So you want to multiply this by?
2?
This one by 2?
Right.
Okay.
Cancel out the...
Okay. 2 times 1 plus 0 is no longer 0. That's what I'm saying. Do not try to deviate from the plan. Nothing works. This is the plan. This is the path. Because you are destroying this. And if you are destroying what we accomplished, which is the first column, it's a wrong path. Clear? Perfect. Good. So now I'm going to use this to get the 0 here. Lucky me, I already have the 0 here. I don't have to do anything. But I have to obtain the 0 here. I need to multiply row 2 by something and add it to row 1 to accomplish the 0 here. Yes. Perfect. So then I copy 1, 0, 0. The first column cannot change. I copy the middle row because I'm using it. And I'm copying the third row because nothing will happen there yet. Right now. Okay. So with me, please. 1 times negative 1 plus 1. 7 halves times negative 1 on the side is negative 7 halves plus 2 over 1. So this will be 2. So this is negative 3 halves. Nine times negative 1 plus 6. Very good. What did we accomplish? A lot. All this is done. If whatever step I make, anything gets damaged in there, I know I have to go back. Okay. What am I doing next? What is my next step? Yes, right here in the third row. The third row needs a 1. What do I do to both sides to get a 1 in there? Yes. Or divide row 3 by negative 1 or multiply by negative 1 is the same thing. Awesome. So 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2. I copy 7 halves and 9, and I copy negative 3 halves and negative 3. Good. Final step, really. I need a 0 here, and I need a 0 here. Which row will I use? Without which I can't get the zeros. I must use which row? The third row, multiply by something and add it to row 1. Third row, multiply by something and add it to row 2. Your book does not do these 2 steps in one. And then you have to write like 5 pages. I recommend do 2 steps in one like we're doing them here. Get the zeros corresponding to the column in 1 step. Okay, so what do I multiply 1 by and add it here to get a 0? Very good. What do I multiply 1 by to add it here and get a 0? Together, this is the last step. Of course, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 cannot be destroyed, and 1, 2 has to be copied. Together with me, please. 1 multiplied by 3 halves minus 3 halves. 2 multiplied by 3 halves. 2 over 1 times 3 over 2 is 3. 3 minus 3. 1 times negative 7 halves plus 7 halves. 2 times negative 7 over 2 is negative 7 plus 9. And it's done. Do I know that this is correct? No, I don't. I could have made millions of mistakes on the way. But I hope that the solution is 0, 2, 2. I will put in the graphing calculator and do the RREF. So, second and matrix. Go to math. I'm sorry, go to edit, forgive me. Press enter. This is a 3 by 4 matrix. And I am going to put it in. Where is it?
You said second and
Matrix. Yep. So we have 3. Enter 1, enter negative 1, enter 0, enter. Then 1, 1, 2, 6. 1, 1, 2, 6. And 2, 2, 3, 10. 2, 2, 3, 10. Enter and get out of there. And remember, you can always check with by hand. You don't have to use this. So now I go to second and matrix, and now I want to do math with it. And I go to RREF. Press enter and recall matrix A. Go back to the second and matrix and just press enter so you can recall matrix A. Any questions? Are you with me?
I'm lost at the first step. Like you put in the, is it second and matrix?
Go to edit. Press enter. 3 by 4. 3, enter, 4, enter. And put them by row.
Oh.
So RREF, matrix A, and press enter now, and 0, 2, 2. Are we okay? Are we okay? So let's go to, yes?
Yes, I'm just finished.
Second and matrix math. Second and matrix math. And scroll down to RREF. Okay, so do we want to go back to 5.1, which is systems of linear equations? by substitution and elimination, or you want to go directly to nonlinear systems?
Whatever you think is best.
Okay, so on page 555, please choose. I'm going to choose 39 if you don't have your books. So x over 4 minus y over 4 equals negative 1.
What page is this? I'm sorry.
555. And x plus 4y equals negative 9.
It's not on the paper.
Sorry. So x over 4 minus y over 4 equals negative 1. And x plus 4y equals negative 9. Kathy, you need more time? You need help?
Let's just stop. No, I just keep hitting the wrong button.
Okay, what do you think I am going to do first? I'm asked to solve the system by the method of my choice. I haven't chosen yet. So what would I have to do first?
Get rid of the fraction.
Say it again.
Get rid of the fraction.
Of course. Clean it up. Yes, of course. How do I get rid of the fractions? Exactly. Remember 3 concepts in this class or any math class. Factor, simplify, clean it up. In any order that works. Doesn't matter. Okay, so multiply by 4. So I have x minus y equals negative 4. And then I have x plus 4y equals negative 9. Now if you ask me what I would like to do, I will eliminate x. Or I will eliminate y better. Multiply the first equation both sides by 4. And clear y. I will never mess with a substitution unless it's mandatory or I have no choice, right? So I will multiply the first one by 4. And I have 4x minus 4y equals negative 16. And then x plus 4y equals negative 9. So then I have 5x equals negative 25. And it's done. X equals negative 5. And you can say not so fast, and I would have to agree. It's not done because I only found x. I have to go back and find y. But that's not a big deal. If I have x, go back here. Negative 5 minus y equals negative 4. Well, obviously negative y equals 1 or y equals negative 1. So I claim negative 5, negative 1. But I'm not certain. I can be certain till I go back. Say it again.
Does it matter which equation you have to
No.
find the
No,
wrong way?
no. Because I go back and check the answer anyway. So here it is. I'm checking negative 5, negative 1. Negative 5, negative 1, negative 5, negative 1. Negative 5 minus 4 is negative 9, yes. Negative 5 over 4 and plus 1 over 4 equals negative 4 over 4, which is negative 1, yes. So I'll say absolutely yes, and no one can find another. This is section 5.1. Any questions? I'm looking for a word problem here. Okay. Let's look at 56. On page 556. Okay. It says, the figure shows the graphs of the cost and revenue functions for a company. So here's the graph. And we have this is the cost. And the function is given to us, C of x, cost, 10,000 plus 30x. 10,000 plus 30x. And we are also given the revenue function, which is this. And it's R of x, and it's given to us as 50x. Here's the question. In 56. Okay. Actually, I would like to do both, 55 and 56. You'll see in a minute why. Let's start with 55. How many radios must be produced and sold for the company to break even? What does breaking even mean? Right. In other words, money coming in, which is revenue, is exactly equal to the cost. So in 55, break even means profit equals 0 or cost equals revenue. The cost function is 10,000 plus 30x, and the revenue function is 50x. This is basically a system. But we already wrote it as one equation. But it's a system of linear equations. So since it's a linear equation, I will subtract 30x. 10,000 equals 20x. So then x equals 5,000. So 5,000 units. So this is the point in which when they manufacture 5,000 units or radios, the revenue and the cost are equal. What is this number? How do I get it? It doesn't matter where I go back. I can go back here and multiply by 5,000, or I can go back here and multiply by 5,000 times 30 plus 10,000. The number has to be the same. And we'll check in a minute. So the revenue at 5,000 equals 50 times 5, 25, and I count the zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry? Did
Yeah,
I?
it shouldn't be 100 because it's 20x not.
This is 10?
Yeah, but not 2x. It's 20x.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I was going to check, and you could have said, yeah, we didn't want to tell you. And I would have scrambled to find a mistake. Thank you.
So you put the 5.
So,
500 in?
Yeah.
it is. Very good. So now I want to show that the cost of 500 is the same thing with 25,000. So 10,000 plus 30 multiplied by 500. So that's 15,000 plus 10,000. Indeed, 25,000 as expected. So the ordered pair is correct. 500 comma 25,000. So this is 25,000. And the ordered pair for the break even is 500 comma 25,000. Now we should answer problem 56. More than how many radios must be produced and sold for the company to have a profit? Of course. Yes, that's why I wanted to do 55 first. So 56. More than 500 units. Very good. Good. Let's move on to 5.4. 5.4, systems of nonlinear equations in two variables. Okay. On page 588, would you like to choose at the top? Or I will. I will? Okay, so let's say 46. 40. I think we did 40. No? Maybe not.
I won't remember.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you remember it, please tell me. I think we did it. If you remember it, please, I'll copy a different problem. Or I let you choose. Okay?
And this is section
5.4. Okay, so this is a system, but it's not a system of linear equations. The second one is, but the first one is not. So which method do you think we will apply here and why?
substitution.
Yes, it's the only one because the variables are not the same. I cannot multiply by something and then cancel out anything. Good. So now my next question is, if I use substitution, I can only look at this. And what will I substitute for? Will I substitute for x or will I substitute for y? Why? Never for x, because then when I move y and I have to divide by 2, I don't want to put a fraction in here. So because the coefficient of y is 1 or -1, that's my choice.
So if it was x minus 2y,
I wouldn't use x.
oh, I see. I thought you said never x, like,
Never x when the coefficient is not 1. Yeah. Sorry about that. So this is what I'm going to do. So y equals 2x minus 3. Okay, so if that's the case, what do I do now? Plug it in. So in this equation, I will replace y by 2x minus 3. And I copy everything else. X minus 1 squared plus 2x minus 3 plus 1 squared equals 5. Then, now what?
Factor out the question.
Okay, so I will combine my terms, clean it up. And now what will you tell me? How can I factor? They're already factored. They're squared. What will I do? There's nothing I can factor. There's inside the parentheses. I can't take anything out. By the order of operations, I have to square first. I can't do anything. So, we have an agreement for 3 months and a half. So, what do I write? Yes? Awesome. Excellent. Plus. Well done. I need to write what that is. Very good. Minus. Very good. Awesome. Plus. Very good. Minus 5 equals 0 because it's quadratic and I have to set it equal to 0. Very good. Next. Of course. So I have 5x squared. I have minus 10x, and luckily I see these 3 go away. Set equal to 0. What can I simplify this equation by to make it easier to work with? I can never divide by a variable. Okay, write it down if you need to. Never divide by x. If you divide by x, you will only get one solution. It's quadratic, you have to present 2 solutions. You can only divide by 5. Never by the variable. Never divide by the variable, please. Okay, so then x squared minus 2x equals 0. What do I do? How do I solve this equation?
Factor out it.
That's it. It's the easiest possible quadratic equation because the last term is missing. The free term is missing. That's the easiest thing to ever encounter. Perfect. So what are the options for x? 0 and 2. See, the 0 would have disappeared. You would have not obtained the solution if you had divided by x. Okay, is this good? Yes, but not finished. Now I have to go back and plug in 0. And how much is y? Awesome. And I have to plug in 2. And how much is y? 1. So that's why we can never divide by x. There are two solutions, 0, negative 3 and 2, 1. The first solution would have disappeared if we had divided both sides by by x. I'm sorry. Is this clear? Okay, please remember that. Okay, so let's look at a word problem. The sum of two numbers is 20, and their product is 96. Find the numbers. Let's read it one more time. Problem 44 on page 588. The sum of two numbers is 20. Please dictate. And their product is 96. Please dictate. A system of two equations, not linear. The first one is, but the second one is not. What method do I apply? Okay, say it again. Only substitution, because the variables are not the same. So it doesn't matter. Variables, I mean, in here and here, there is nothing I can cancel, even if I multiply by anything I want. Okay, so then from here, it doesn't matter which one I solve for. Negative y plus 20, but I have to replace it in here. So negative y plus 20, everything multiplied by y equals 96. So the only method here was substitution indeed. So what will I do next? Absolutely. Negative y squared plus 20y minus 96 equals 0 because it's quadratic and I have no other options. What now? Of course. Please make sure factor simplify and clean it up are always in your mind, on your mind. Y squared minus 20y plus 96 equals 0. Now if you say, I don't want to waste my time by factoring because it's 96, then you will use what? Absolutely. Let's do that. Y equals negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Put in the graphing calculator and tell me what you get. So 20, if you don't want to give me the answer, I will find it. The square root of 400 minus 4 times 96. Close the parenthesis. Close the parenthesis outside. And divide by 2. Okay, I got 12. And then the other one. Minus. The other one is 8. Good. So I got y equals 12 and y equals 8. Is it done? No. So with y being 12, negative 12 plus 20, comma, x equals? And with the 8, I get 12. So there are two solutions. Any questions? Yes, Shannon, go ahead.
Just kind of in the beginning, why did you solve for like x instead of y?
Doesn't matter. It's the coefficient is 1. You choose. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, section 5.5. Okay. Yes, 50 caught my eye. X squared plus y squared greater than 1. X squared plus y squared less than 9. You can choose any problem you want. And this is on page 600. So what type of system is this? Yes, nonlinear inequalities. Very good, awesome. Perfect. So now, I have to start by writing the equation. X squared plus y squared equals 1. I have to remember what this is and how do I graph it. What is it?
Circle.
A circle, centered,
0.
good, with a radius. Very good. Now I ask myself whether I will graph it as a solid curve or a dashed or dotted curve. Very good, awesome.
The dash doesn't have the equal.
Correct. So this equation, this, is only the equation x squared plus y squared equals 1. It divides the entire plane into two regions, the inner and the outer. I am going to check with the origin. 0, 0. 0 greater than 1. If you say true, I will shade in the inside. If you say false, I will shade in the outside. False indeed. So all the ordered pairs around the circle give us the solutions to this inequality. Now I have to put in the next one, which is x squared plus y squared equals 9. X squared plus y squared equals 9. What is it?
Circle.
A circle. Centered?
0.
Good. Radius? Good. Dotted or solid? Good. This is only x squared plus y squared equals 9. I plug in 0, 0, checking the inside. If 0 is less than 9, if you say true, I will shade in the inside. If you say false, I will shade in the outs. True, very good. So this is x squared plus y squared less than 9. Good. Now, because this is a system, I have to intersect the green yellowish area with the red territory. Do they overlap? Yes. Not on this curve. Not on this curve, but everything else in between. Even my markers know that it's the end of the semester. I'm down to 2. That's it. Yeah, I got rid of all of them. Good. Okay. Now, let's continue with, again, with 8.1, which is sequences. Ready? Let's say we want to evaluate the factorial expression. And that is 16 over 2, so 16 factorial. 16 factorial, 2 factorial times 14 factorial. I picked problem 25 on page 752. We're asked to simplify this. Here's what I recommend. Which one is the largest of these three? I know it's silly. 16, and the next one is 14. I'm going to write 16 times 15 times 14 factorial, and I will stop. 2 is 2 times 1, and 14 factorial, don't touch it, because now you will be simplifying it. And 16 divided by 2 is 8, and 8 times 15, 115. How do I put this in the graphing calculator if you do want to do that? I wouldn't. But if you do want to, let's try it. Parentheses for the numerator. 16. Go to math. Go to probabilities to the right. And choose item 4. Close the parenthesis. Divide by, in parentheses, 2. Go to math. Go to probability and choose 4 again. And multiplied by 14. Go to math. Go to probability and choose 4 again. Close the parenthesis. Once you have all this, when I click enter, press on enter, I should get 115. Unless I...
Oh, that's it.
So you never told me anything. It is 120. That's mean. Okay, good. I'm glad we did this then. You're not going to tell me that there was an error there?
That's that. I don't know.
Okay. That was cute. Okay, good. Okay, next. Write the first 4 terms of each sequence whose general term is given. Okay, number 11. On the same page, 752. The general term or the nth term, -1 raised to n plus 1 over 2 to the nth power minus 1. Write the first 4 terms of this sequence. So, A1, what do I do? The answer is plug in 1. It's a function in which I have to plug in 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, -1 to the second power is 1. So 2 to the first power is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, the answer is 1. A2, -1 to the third is -1. 2 squared is 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. The answer is -1/3. A3, 3 plus 1 is 4, -1 to the fourth power is 1, 2 to the third is 8, 8 minus 1 is 7. And finally A4, 4 plus 1 is 5, the top is -1, 2 to the fourth is 16, 16 minus 1 is 15, the answer is -1/15. Any questions? Okay, problem 14. Any questions here? Pretty straightforward? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, 14. In 14, we are given a recursive formula. A1 is 12, and they say that A sub n, or the nth term, depends on the previous one, n minus first, plus 4. And of course, n has to be greater than or equal to 2. They're asking us to write the first 4 terms. I have to write A1, I have to write A2, A3, and A4. So, A1,
12,
of course. A2,
18,
because it's 12 plus 4. 12 plus 4 is? Good.
69.
Good. A3. Very good. A4. That's it. Very good. Okay.
So the AN minus 1, that just means
The previous, yes. AN and AN minus first is the one before AN. Good. Find each indicated sum. So let's say,
and it's always
they can be
Greater
different.
than-
All these can be different. The
greater
recurse.
than equal to 2. Is it always that?
It depends. So I may be given this as the first term being A6. Then this will be greater than or equal to 7 maybe. It depends. It depends on the recursive formula. Okay, so let's look at 39. Same page, 752. The sum from I equals 0 to 4 from negative 1 raised to I over I factorial. They're asking us to find the indicated sum. How many terms will I write? When I is 0, when I is 1, when I is 2, when I is 3, and when I is? How many terms? Good, ready. When I is 0, which term will you give me? How much is negative 1 raised to 0? 1 over 0 factorial. 1 factorial is 1 and 0 factorial is also 1. Please remember that. So we're not dividing by 0 here. Plus, when I is 1, the top is negative 1 over the bottom 1 factorial plus. When I is 2, when I is 2, 1 over 2 factorial plus. When I is 3, negative 1 over, very good. And the last one plus, when I is 4,
1 over 4.
1 over 4 factorial. Very good. Any questions before we start calculating here? It's negative 1 to the second power, which is 1, over 2 factorial. Negative 1 to the third power is negative 1 over 3 factorial. Better? Very good. So this is 1 over 1, which is 1. And this is negative 1. And this is plus 1/2. And this is minus 3 times 2 times 1 is 1 over 6. Plus 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is 24. These two are gone. What is the least common denominator? Very good, awesome. And the numerator of the first one gets what? And the second one and the third one? Very good.
4.
Very good. And? Very good. So 12 minus 4 plus 1. So this is 8 plus 1 is 9 over 24. And I can simplify by 3, sorry. So 3 over 8. Good. Express each sum using summation notation or the sigma notation, same thing. Okay, so let's look at 52. Bless you. 1 over 9 plus 2 over 9 squared plus 3 over 9 cubed plus dot 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 plus n over 9 to the nth power. So they want us to use the sigma or the summation notation, same thing. Okay, what is the lower limit?
1.
Okay, from I equals 1 till,
And
good. All of them are fractions, so I'm expecting you would give me a fraction.
that would be I.
Very good.
9,
9 raised to I. Awesome. Let's try. When I is 1, 1 over 9. Yes. When I is 2, 2 over 9 squared. Yes. When I is 3, 3 over 9, 9 cubed. Plus dot dot dot. When I is n, n over 9 to the n. Very good. Express each sum using summation notation. Okay, so let's look at one more. Let's say 56. So 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus dot 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 plus 32. So we want to write a sum. And I'm done with these chapters. I can go back now to chapter 4. As you please. And look at more problems from chapter 4. So, okay, let's try when I equals 3.
Oh, wait. It's a 5. Sorry, come on. 4. I equals 4.
Yeah, I equals 4.
I equals 4. I was looking at the
But how do I get the 6 if
Because
I...
Because you're adding 2.
That's going to be your. Oh, would that be your first I then? 6?
Okay, so what, okay, tell me what you have in mind and we'll look at it.
Saying that it would be from to whatever, tell me that isn't calculated now. It would be I plus 2.
Okay, we'll try, we'll check in a minute. Till? What?
32.
Oh,
Okay, so let's see. When I is 4,
oh, no,
4 plus
it's only
2.
30.
Yeah, it would be 30, not 32.
Upper limit would be 30 because you're going to add 2 to it and get 32.
Good. So when I equals 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, yes. When I equals 5, 5 plus 2,
Womp, womp, womp.
that's okay. Let's try again. Let's try to find a pattern first of all.
Something plus 2, right?
So
I times 2
yeah, with that I agree.
from 3 to
Oh, okay. That makes more
16.
sense.
Okay. When I equals 3, 2 times 3 is 6, yes. When I equals 4, 2 times 4 is 8, yes. When I equals 5, 2 times 5 is 10. When it's 6, 16. 2 times 16, 32, yes. So the sum from I equals 3 to 16 from 2 times I agree. Let's go back to chapter 4.
Can we do another just another?
Yeah.
So basically it's like trial and error with that.
Yes, there is no, you have to look at the pattern. There is no specific method. Yep. Okay, so let's say 57.
How about 50?
Which one?
How about one of the even numbers?
Okay.
One would be
Yes.
like
Which number? Kathy, which number?
59.
That's a very
No.
even number. Okay, that's okay.
I know.
59.
I was looking at 58, but that was easier to see. I mean, 60 was easier to see.
That's fine. Whatever works. So this is the other even number, 59. Good. So we want to come up with a sum. What will you say? Let's- So obviously there is a pattern here, right? When n is something, I get a. When n is the next one, I get a plus 1d. Then I get an a plus 2d plus dot 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 a plus nd.
It's the first one's A plus 0.
Yes, so a plus id, and from 0 to n. So when I is 0, I get a. When I is 1, I get a plus d. When I is 2, I get a plus 2d. When I is n, I get a plus nd.
It is accepted without having that parentheses, first one.
Chapter 4, let's go back. Page 539, there is a chapter 4 test that I highly recommend you should do and check the answers in the back. All these books have a chapter test and a review. Okay. Okay, so let's start with, you have any preference, or I'll start with 26.
What page are you on again?
539, the chapter 4 test.
You said 26?
Which one? Yes. Would you like to work on 26?
So you said.
Well,
That's what I said, yes.
Question.
Yes,
After that, will we be able to cover like the review packets?
we did that last time.
Oh,
The pink one doesn't work, is not applicable for this test, and I think we did the yellow one.
Green.
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 The green one, and the yellow one I said you should do it and let me know if you have questions.
Okay.
But I'll do any problem you want. If you don't want to choose problems from,
Okay.
no, I'm open to anything you want.
I don't want to choose something from the yellow packet.
Yeah, we can use, yes, you can only use the first 4 pages. The last 4 pages are not, they do not pertain to you. So any problem from 1 through 7, if you want to do that. Any problem.
Can we do
can we do 2? You said 1 through
1 through 7, the first 4 pages. If you look at problem 8, there's nothing that you can do there. It's all trig.
Can we do 4?
Yes, let's do 4. Good. So we have f of x equals natural log of x minus 1 over 2 minus x. This problem is asking us to find the domain. Very good pick. I'm happy you reminded me of that. So, what do I have to write and solve in order to get the domain of this function? Say it again. So this is natural log of an expression. What has to happen for this function to exist?
Now the bottom can't equal 0.
You have something, but that's not the core. I'm not saying it's incorrect. I'm saying, what do we know about the natural log? Is it a friendly function? No, not friendly.
That's parameter.
It has restrictions, or yes, agreed. We discussed that. Natural log is not friendly. Exponential, yes. Natural log is not friendly. So, knowing that, I'm asking myself now, so what can I have inside log? What can I have inside log? Say it again. Yes. What, in this case, what for this function has to be greater than 0?
2 minus x.
What do we apply natural log to?
Natural numbers.
What do we apply in this problem, natural log 2? Please read it.
Oh, x minus 1 over 2.
Ah, it's a totally different story. You cannot just say, oh, I think I'm applying to the top. Oh, I think I'm, no. Natural log is applied to the ratio. Very good. Okay, now what? I have to dig deep, because this was a long time ago. How do I solve this? First of all, I have to identify it correctly. What is it? What am I solving here? I couldn't hear. Yes, say it again. It's a rational inequality. Good. I have to dig deeper, continue digging deep. How do I solve a rational inequality? No, I cannot multiply or divide.
On the table.
The table. Yes, the table. So x is in the problem. The top is x minus 1. The bottom, I'm going to write it correctly as negative x plus 2. And what is the last row? Very good. What numbers will you put in the table? See, everything is connected in math. What numbers will you give me for the table?
1.
Yes, and? No, you cannot just pick numbers. 1 and 2, I agree. 1 and 2. There must be a 0 for the first, somewhere in the first row. Where?
1.
Good. There must be a 0 somewhere for the second row. Good. And then what happens with this ratio when x is 1?
0.
Awesome. What happens to the ratio when x is 2? Careful.
Oh,
Undefined.
Yes. Good. So now x minus 1. The signs for x minus 1. The end behavior for x minus 1. Positive slope. What is the end behavior for a positive slope?
Positive.
What is the end
Oh,
behavior?
down, it's from negative.
Good, good. What is the sequence of signs or the end behavior for a negative slope? Careful. Correct. Or plug in numbers, whatever you want. On the first subinterval, I divide the negative by a positive. In the middle, I divide two positives. And then a negative. Now I'm asking myself, what will I pick? So that is positive. What will I pick?
Middle.
Say it again.
The middle.
Yes, between 1 and 2. So domain for function f, 1, 2. Very good. Well done.
Can we do 3?
Say it again.
3.
Very good. So let's look at 3.
Wait, how can you say it's 2 if 2 is that makes that undefined?
And look at the parentheses.
Oh, not included in that. Sorry, yeah, okay.
Good. So number 3, we have log base 3 of 2x to the 4th, the square root of x minus 1 over x plus 4 times 2y minus 1 to the 3rd. We're asked to expand. Let's expand. Okay? Where do I start? What do you think? Never. The starting point is the ratio. So, log applied to a ratio.
Greater when I expand it. So x plus 4.
Log applied to a ratio.
Oh, subtract.
Exactly. It's log base 3 of 2x to the 4th times the square root of x minus 1 minus log base 3 of x plus 4 times 2y minus 1 cubed.
Can we change the square root
To x minus, yes, of course we have to. Yes. Okay, now what is this? Yes, Shannon?
Log base 3, 2x to the 4th. So you just move the 4 to the front.
2 multiply by this, multiply by this. Slowly.
Okay.
Log base 3 of 2.
Times log base 3.
No.
Times 4.
No.
No, plus I meant
Thank you. Plus
4
log base 3 of, let's do it step by step to show all this. You're right. X to the 4th plus
log 3.
log base 3 of x minus 1 to 1/2. I agree. Perfect. Minus
That'd be log base 3x plus 4.
and minus, because we have to distribute,
Right, log base 3.
log base 3 of 2y minus 1 to the 3rd. Awesome. Well done. Now we're done with ratio first. Then we were done with the product. And now I have one more step, one more property, which is exactly what Shannon said and Reese said. What? What is the third property that we have not used yet? Are we going to be ready for this test? Can I sleep tight? Okay, so this is done. Here, yes, I moved the 4. So log base 3 of 2 plus 4 log base 3 of x plus 1/2 log base 3 of x minus 1 minus log base 3 of x plus 4 minus 3 log base 3 of 2y minus 1. So my question was, can I sleep tight? Yes or no?
Not yet.
Please?
It's just a lot. I have a hard time with this. I practice it and I just have trouble with it. I gotta do more practice, basically.
Between now and Monday? Please?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have no choice.
Please. Okay, next problem.
That's as far as we can go.
There is nothing else. We applied all 3 properties. And I have to start with the ratio first. Always.
Okay.
If there is no ratio, it's a different story. But if the expression has a ratio, I have to start with the ratio.
Okay.
Then with the product rule, and then with the power rule. Which one? Can you say it again? Okay. Anything, other problems from here? Number 5. Okay, where is number 5? Number 5. Yes, we did this 5A last time in the green form.
Okay, we don't need to do that one.
Okay. And we did 5B. I think they're the same in the both forms.
How would you, number one, how would, we've done these, formulas for compound interest, but how would we do a continuous one?
You have the formula A of t equals p times e to rt. That's the continuous one.
So then t would be 365 or something like that?
No, n is the number. You don't have an n if it's continuous. So
Oh, yeah,
if it's
yeah, okay.
continuous, there is no
I
n.
was just looking at the first formula.
No. This one is for continuously compound interest.
It's different, right?
Yes, yes, and there is no n. Good. Anything else? Anything else?
Lifelong.
Which one?
Do 7.
Seven. Let's do 7.
I think that was
Very good. The half-life of palladium 100 is 4 days. I read and I take notes. So the half-life is 4 days. After 20 days, a sample has been reduced to a mass of 0.375 grams. What was the initial mass of the sample? So the model will be given to you. It will be m of t equals m0 e to negative rt. If you prefer it as a of t, I will write it as a of 0 e to negative kt. It doesn't matter, they are the same, whichever you prefer. So we are told that the half-life is 4 days. What does that mean?
I think 4 days reduced its mass by half.
Correct. Awesome, Kathy. That's all I wanted to hear. Please give me the ordered pair. Kathy or anyone else. Exactly what you just said. I want to write it as an ordered pair.
4,
Awesome.
and then the
M
375.
over 2.
No, we don't have anything.
M over 2.
Very good. Very good. This is the ordered pair. So we have an unknown initial amount, but I know that in 4 days it will become half. Okay, now help me put this ordered pair in the model. Tell me slowly what I have to write. Do not invent, please. Too late for us to invent. I would like you to tell me this ordered pair, how do I plug it in the model? The left-hand side. The left-hand side is? The left-hand side, one more time, is? But this is this is the function. You cannot say 4. M0 over 2 equals. Then we use this model, right? Good. Yes. E minus R multiplied by? I completely agree with that. So remember, the y-coordinate is the function. The x-coordinate is the independent variable, which is time, right? So obviously this is the y and this is the x. Perfect. Now please tell me what to do. Look carefully at the equation and say, yes, clean it up. I divided both sides by m0. So 0.5, because it's 1/2, equals e to negative 4r. It's completely cleaned up for what? Exactly. Thank you. Natural log, natural log. So natural log 0.5 equals negative 4r times natural log e. But natural log e is 1. So now I have the radioactive rate. What is it? Very good. Over negative 4. Awesome. I need to use the calculator on this. If I have one, yes I do. So natural log 0.5 divided by -4. And I got 4 digits for the rate, please. 0.1733. R equals 0.1733. I go back to the model. I have m of t equals m0 e to minus -0.1733 t. Okay. I still have a variable, and I'm asked to find it. So now, can anyone explain what this gives us? What does this say to us?
Then after 20 days,
Yes,
you have 3.75 grams left.
that's it. Now I would like you to help me put this in the equation. The left-hand side. Say it again. 0.375 equals. Yes? E 0.1733 multiplied by. Awesome. Yes. I have everything except M0. How do I get M0 from here? Yes. Both sides by? How can I divide by this when the variable is here? Yes, I divide 0.375 by this, indeed. -0.1733 multiplied by 20. Be very careful how you put this in the graphing calculator. I just cannot. I've been uploading this for 2 hours or more. I just can't do it. Because I didn't stop it on time, and look what happens here, 2.6. And that's what the problem is. It's going to take forever. And now I have to stop this because